People don't go onto social media to buy. They get onto social media because they're bored. We all want to sell more. We all want to increase our revenue, increase our income, hit our financial targets. In order for you to do that, though, you have to be seen. People need to know that you actually exist. This weekend, I was actually at Content to Cash Flow Live, one of my mentors, Myron Golden's event, and I wanted to share with you. There's so many takeaways, but I'm gonna boil it down to the 5 main takeaways. So in this video here, if you are looking to sell more, you have an offer, you know that your offer can impact people's lives, change people's lives, help them transform, and you're looking to increase your sales and your financial outcome and the revenue, then content is the number one thing. Everything is downstream after content. So let me dive right into the 5 things that biggest takeaways from this weekend. There were so many great speakers and so many takeaways. I literally have a big notepad full of notes that can implement when it comes to content creation. But I'm going to give you the top 5. The very first one is people don't go onto social media to buy. They get onto social media because they're bored. People don't jump to social media just to give you money or to buy something. So if you really think about social media, treat social media platforms like it's a person. YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, just treat them as people. And just like a person, in order for you to achieve a level of success with that other person, like a client, for example, you got to know what they want, because then your job is to get them what they want. So as a coach, one of the reasons why I acquire clients, I'm able to acquire clients and help them achieve success, because before I even acquire as a client, I know what they want, and I can show them, I can help them close the gap, right? Get to where they want to go, close the gap between where they are to where they want to go. So these social media platforms is no different. There's 2 things. What you really think about social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, let's talk about the big 4 here. What do they really want? What they want is people to use their platform, and they want people to continue to stay and use their platform. So if that's what they want, then our job as creators is let's give them what they want. So you don't want to create content to sell something, because if you do, then the platforms are going to say, this person just wants to take people off my platform. So what I started to do with that, knowing this, is creating a ton of content as a creator and literally creating more of it to prove to the platforms that my job as a creator is to create content, and a lot of it, so that we can get people on their platform. And since I'm creating a lot of content, and the intention is to keep people on their platform, this way the algorithms will catch up, and then they will reward me, get me seen. So if they say, oh, Cease is making a ton of content, people are getting on the platform, people are consuming him, they're staying on our platform. So guess what? Even though he's not spending money on ads, he's a creator. Let's get his content to be seen by more people, because then it keeps these people on their platform. So they're going to reward you for creating content and creating a lot of it. Okay, so that's the first thing. People don't go to social media to buy. They go to social media because they are bored. Okay. The second thing is, when it comes to creating content, don't create content that is interesting. Create content that is interested. Create content that is interested. You see, you have an audience. They don't really care about you. They don't really want to follow you because you're interesting. They want to consume and stay with you and follow you because you're interested in them. So find out, right, who they are. See, when people think that when you make an offer and people buy from you, they buy because they understand. No, they buy because they feel understood. Your job is to create content that's interested in them, interested in who they are, what are they thinking, What is their motto of the world? What are they saying to themselves? How are they feeling? What decisions are they making? What actions are they taking? What is it that they actually want? What is getting in the way? What's their biggest problem or challenge? What keeps them up at night, 3:17 a.m., eyes wide open because they cannot sleep because they're stressed? What is the payoff that they want? That is creating content that is interested in them, not creating you become somebody who's interesting. So that's a second. Third is, hello, C. Savon here. Before we dive into the video, I just wanted to really first off say thank you for being here. And because you're actually here, I'm going to invite you to attend our Dream Life, Dream Business Challenge. It's a challenge where we're going to walk you through how to live your dream life, how to love your dream business, build a business you're absolutely in love with, waking up every single day doing what you know and love. I would love to have you to do three things. One is to like this video and comment your biggest takeaways, and then most importantly, subscribe so that when we drop a new training for you, you can actually be alerted as well. So again, I really appreciate you for being here, and subscribing to our channel is free, and we promise you we will not let you down with our content. So again, appreciate you being here. Thank you very, very much. Let's dive right into the video. Third is, don't create content, be the content. I love that. Don't create content, be the content. Live your transformation. One of the things that I love about marketing, creating content is this. The old currency used to be about getting attention. Everybody wants to get attention. The more noise you make, hooks, the attention grab, the stop the scroll, they say, that used to be the old currency. You still have to do that, but what really keeps people staying with you, not just getting their attention, is about demonstrating authenticity. Demonstrating authenticity. It's not about getting attention anymore. That's a new currency. It's about demonstrating authenticity. That is what we mean by being the content. This way, if you can just turn on the camera, write the post, write your copy, shoot a video, take an image of yourself, but that is truly who you are. You're just showing up as your authentic version of yourself. That is what we mean by don't create content, be the content. Show people exactly who you are. People are going to, and they're already starting to, start to look at content that is professionally polished, and people are going to look and they're missing the personal connection. I believe that personal connection will be professionally polished every single day of the week. So again, don't create content, be the content. Number 4 is, when it comes to content creation, think of content creation as wealth creation. Content creation is wealth creation. Think about this. We have a creator, God. God is a source. God created the heavens and the earth. God created man in his own image. God is a creator, and God created us. So we are the resource. And then your content that's coming out of you, your words, become the content, and the content then becomes your assets, right? It becomes your asset. And income always follows assets. That's what I'm talking about in terms of content creation is wealth creation. Your job is to turn your content, right? Your content of your life into content. Turn your content of your life, your relationship, your business. What is it that you do? What is it that you know? What is it that you love? Who are you? Your proficiency, your passions, your personality, and turn that's a content of your life, your business, your relationships, turn that into content. Again, content creation equals wealth creation. The more content that you create, the more wealth you have, because your content is your asset, and income always follows assets. 5th is consumption. Consumption equals conversion. Consumption equals conversion. 7 hours of consumption, 11 different interactions, and 4 different platforms, 4 different places. The 7-11-4 rule. When people consume you that much, it always leads to conversion. Consumption always leads to conversion. So let me walk you through those 5 things real quick. Again, people don't go onto social media to buy. They go onto social media because they are bored. Second is, when you're creating content, don't create content that is interesting. Create content that is interested in the person you're creating it for. 3 is don't create content, be the content. Turn your content of your life, relationship, business into content. And then 4 is content creation is wealth creation. Your content ends up being your asset, and income always follows assets. And then number 5 is consumption always equals to conversion, so that your audience can consume, because that consumption will always lead to conversions. That is my honest of the content of cash flow. Just to share with you, my honest review of it is this. I had got so much out of that. But these top 5 were really hit to me, and it's obviously would hit differently for everyone else. But if you really think about it, I also found a pattern of why people don't create content. People are already afraid of turning on the camera. Most people don't really like that. They feel awkward and things like that. And so the pattern that I saw is most people don't have the clarity in what is it that they're proficient at, what is it that they know. Second is what is it that they're passionate about, and then their personality. They haven't really discovered who they are. When you don't have that clarity, it's hard for you to turn on the camera and create content, because you're already afraid, most of the time afraid of recording. But then when you turn it on, you're like, what am I saying? What am I going to say? You don't really, if you're not clear on those things, you're not clear on what content you actually should be creating. So that's one, get clarity. Now, the second thing is I found also most people don't really like that little red dot on the camera to turn it on. As soon as it comes on, people like they freeze or they get robotic and things like that. And my advice is this: have a live audience. Have a live audience to actually be there. Like, I can comfortably turn on the camera and record and know what to say and how to say it and all that stuff. I have no problems, because I have been doing this since 2019, 6 years now, almost 7 years. If you're having a hard time, then just invite a live audience. Live audience in a place where you're in front of and do the training, or do something virtually, invite people to it and just train people. Even if you had paper on the notes, it's okay. Just be, because it's a little different teaching energy when you're by yourself, and learning energy is a lot different. When you have somebody in the room, you're sharing with them, things like that. So it's a lot different having people in the room, because you know that people are there and you're just talking to another person, not just with the camera. So you're having a hard time with that. Then my advice is do it with a live audience. Do it with a live audience. Clarity for great content. Have clarity of what is it you're proficient at, what are you passionate about, and then what's your personality, who you are, so you show up exactly as you are, not trying to be anybody else. And then second is have a live audience. If you're having a hard time turning on the camera to actually record yourself, that little red dot can be intimidating to some people. I found out, I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And I remember, I was like, you're right. I was that same exact way. So again, if you create content is king, you will then get seen. Again, there's people already buying. They just need to know that you exist. So create content so that you're seen. So that you're seen, then you can actually sell. So let me run through the 5 things again. First is people don't go to social media to buy. They're bored. That's why they're on there. So your job is to get people on the platform and keep people on the platform. Second is when you're creating content, don't create content to be interesting. Create content that is interested in your audience. Know who they are. Who's the person? What's their problem? What's the payoff they're looking for? Don't create content. Be the content. Your contents of your life, your relationship, your business should turn that into content. 4 is content creation is wealth creation. The more content you create, that becomes assets, and income always follows assets. That'll build your wealth. And then 5 is consumption always leads to conversion. Consumption always leads to conversion. Those are the 5 top things I learned from Content and Cash Flow this weekend with Myron Golden. Again, you apply these 5 things, create your content so that you can make massive impact in other people's lives, and your income will increase without a doubt. So thank you very much. Have an amazing rest of the week, and we'll see you on the next video. Hello, C. Savan here. I hope you enjoyed and took a lot from this video. And if you are looking to live life on your terms, right, to be able to build a business also that allows you to live, to work, to earn from anywhere. If you're looking to delegate and automate with people, then we're inviting you to our Dream Life, Dream Business Challenge. And finally, if you took a lot from this video and you actually want more, please comment your biggest takeaways from this particular video, and most importantly, subscribe. It's free to do so, so that this way you can be alerted every single time we actually drop a video for you, some more additional training. And again, our content will not let you down. Again, thank you very much for listening to us. Thank you very much for being here. We'll see you on the next video.